Welcome back to BYU Sports Nation. Let's get to our next guest, Mark Durrant, who is a timely one on the Deseret First Credit Union hotline. Mark, you heard about the sanctions that just came out for BYU basketball. What's your initial reaction to what came out?
Yeah, I was starting to think you guys sanctioned me, and I wasn't going to be able to be on the show today for all those improper benefits you provided me over the years.
Luckily, you weren't a student athlete.
I wish I can get some of those.
Listen, I mean, it's such a I've tried to learn in life not to say bombastic things at the heat of the moment. It hasn't worked very often, but it's just beyond ridiculous to me, to be honest with you. I'm pretty upset about it. I think the NCAA has become a caricature of itself. It's I think it's doing this to BYU because it kind of can get away with doing it to a school like BYU, where it can't do it to other schools. And listen to me, I've been around the block. I've been to almost every school in the country. BYU runs about the cleanest program you could possibly hope to run. And for them to come down this hard on this type of mistake from Nick on the program, now do whatever you want to the kid, but on the program, and I understand that boosters are involved, and the program at some level has responsibility to make sure this doesn't happen. But I mean, it's just idiotic to me. If you knew, Brian knows. I mean, if you knew what went on at other schools, it's so ridiculous, the way other schools do things and the way they cut corners. And I mean, it's not to cast aspersions on anybody and not make any specific accusations, but I just went to Reno, and that's a top 10 team, and they're getting amazing athletes. That's just curious to me that would happen. But and I could go down the list of almost every school. Anyway, I'm getting off base a little bit, but all I'm saying is to impose these heavy, and I know there's no postseason ban that we know of, but losing a scholarship and losing games is just silly. I mean, I'm trying to wrap my brain around it. Maybe I'll get some more information that'll help me be a little bit more satisfied with what went on. But at this point, it's just, I just think it's a complete and utter joke.
What would have been fair sanctions to you?
Well, I thought that Nick should be suspended for some games, and that's about it. I mean, everyone will accuse me of wearing my blue-colored glasses, but it's just a matter of equity for me, that I know what's going on at other schools, and to have BYU get hit like this when they run a spotless program, that's what's hard for me. It's not the fact that BYU got punished; it's the fact that I know what other teams do, and they don't get punished. And so, the punishments themselves are fine if you're going to apply it to everybody. And I know the situation was unique in that this came out, whereas most schools, they keep it hidden, and people aren't trying to embarrass the school necessarily. But anyway, I think I'm pretty clear on that. It's just the equity of the situation. Anyway, losing games, whatever. I mean, we played Clemson in the NCAA tournament and lost to them, and then they got that win vacated, and that didn't make me feel any better. We still lost the game, and so as far as I'm concerned, Dave Rose won those games, so that doesn't really matter. I guess the thing I'm most upset about is the scholarship lost. I mean, you only have a certain number in college basketball, and those are very important, and BYU always seems to have kind of a scholarship crunch with missions and stuff. So that's probably the thing that bothers me the most. If you took that away, I probably could just say whatever and let it all go.
Yeah, you know what, Mark, now that you said that and the way you've reacted, I think I'm getting a little bit upset as well, because I didn't think about it from that perspective. I have friends and family that have played at other schools, and yeah, I do know what goes on, and I've been on recruiting trips and seen things firsthand, and I think I agree with you a lot. And I don't know if the NCAA has a system or a process where they have like a 1 strike, 2 strike rule, or where the case is, but I mean, I think somebody can look, over the last couple of maybe 10, 20 years at maybe even both programs and see if they've come up with any, type of violations versus others. And, I think being able to have a system or a process that's in place where, this is your first offense and just spell it all out, whatever falls into that first offense, that category, this is what you're going to get. So expectations are clear. Everybody is has transparency, and they understand. But I agree with you, man, 100%.
Yeah, I mean it's frustrating. I think you understand, and yeah, I mean I remember my freshman year I went to a school. We went to play at a school, and not to be named, but. I come out of our shoot around, and there's a freshman kid coming in, and he pulls up in this brand new sports car, and I'm like, listen, I'm pretty sure I get paid the same scholarship money this guy does, and he's got a brand new sports car. And I mean that was a long time ago, but yeah, I think especially when a program has had such a clean record for so long as BYU, yeah, I think it would be more equitable, say. Listen, maybe just give the probation. Say, hey, we're concerned about this. You got to clean this up, and if it happens again, then we're going to really hit you with it. But to just kind of throw all that for what I estimate to be a minor infraction that pales in comparison to what you'd see at 95% of the schools, I think it's hard to swallow.
Well, Mark, let's get one thought on the game tonight, since there is a basketball game, BYU and Utah Valley. What do you think of this matchup?
You guys should have me on more often, Jerem, because I get fired up, and it's good television.
I say the same thing too, Mark.
Yes, it is.
All the time.
So, what do you think of this matchup tonight with Utah Valley in the home opener for the Cougars?
I like it. UVU's become a really good program. I think the world of Mark Pope. I mean, he's a terrific coach, and he knows BYU, so he's got a little inside track, and you could see, what they did 2 years ago, a huge upset, and you got guys that have a relationship with BYU, like Jake Toulson, who I love, and he's having a great year so far and had a great year last year, and you got both the Toulsons are great shooters, and so there's always a threat when you got a team that has good three-point shooters can come in and get hot like they did a couple years ago, and guy will have a big game like Isaac Nielsen had, and so it's dangerous, but I like this BYU team. I was encouraged for the most part what I saw the other night. They need to shoot the ball a heck of a lot better to be really successful. But I think this is a game that BYU should win just because UVU has a lot of new guys, and it's going to be hard for them to take BYU off guard like they might have done a couple years ago, and BYU couldn't recover from that. But I think BYU is going to be ready to go. They're going to be fired up and ready to show that they're a good three-point shooting team and play better than they did the other night against Nevada. But that Nevada game, they did pretty well, but they need to tighten up some things and shoot the ball better.
Okay, Mark, bring a strong opinion next time. We look forward to the analysis tonight on the radio from you, and as well as on BYUtv, 10 Eastern time, BYU and Utah Valley. Thanks, Mark.
Hey, guys, always a pleasure. Have a good one.
Appreciate it.